think the honorable thing for our species to do is deny our programming. Stop reproducing. Walk hand in hand into extinction. One last midnight, brothers and sisters opting out of a raw deal.
Do not trust any friends or family members. I repeat, do not trust friends.
What's going on, guys? Your fucking gas is getting more expensive, huh, James? Fucking racist grandpa is really doing a number on absolutely everything. This
lucky
is
I have a cheap fucking. I have a Honda Civic, so it only varies by $5 or $10.
No,
in any direction.
It's it's been 7 days and everything's immediately going to shit.
It sucks, and I don't think that war is going that well either. No, they took out all of their air defenses, but really, I mean, they still have a lot of shit there. Army people and organized people and ground forces and really annoying weapons, and I think it's a real hornet's nest.
You're talking about Iran's the hornet's nest.
Yes,
yeah.
And now they're like, wait a sec, they're not just gonna fucking give up, which is actually funny. You predicted that as well. You said, if we have no fucking recourse, we're not gonna surrender.
Yeah.
But all they need is unconditional surrender.
So racist grandpa has already started to lay the ground for how my further prediction is that, like, I think I said, like, in a few weeks we're just going to get the old mission accomplished speech. I feel that they're already trending in that direction because I was listening to AM 640 on I got a ride home, and so the news report played a lot, but it explained everything. AM 640 did. So racist grandpa's little tweet or whatever went out. And he's like, I only want unconditional surrender. And then they quoted from the fucking spokesperson, that awful woman, whatever her fucking name is, the press secretary.
Levitt?
Yeah, her. She's that liar. She's the worst. She was saying, like, oh, what does unconditional surrender mean? Well, the Iranians might not be able to say, we're not going to, like, they saying it isn't what's going to determine what is an unconditional surrender. It's going to be whether or not we feel like we've hit our targets and done the thing that we want to do. So, like, it's already in the rhetoric. They're just changing the very meaning of unconditional surrender and serving it up on a platter of bullshit to the American public. It's incredible.
These goalposts go where we want them. Yeah. Fuck you, America.
I'm just saddened and shocked and not shocked and all the things at once. And it's good stuff. It's kind of like watching a Christopher Nolan movie, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Close.
It's close. Here on the X-tinction agenda with James.
James.
And Chris.
The man on the internet most likely to conclude that burning a Burmese forest is the best solution to banditry. We're talking The Dark Knight. Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. July 2008. You got a story by Christopher Nolan and David S. Goyer, but then coming in to write the script, unlike Batman Begins. His brother, Christopher Nolan's brother, Jonathan Nolan, comes in. Jonathan Nolan, we know him from our Person of Interest, but also he co-wrote The Prestige, and he co-wrote Dark Knight Rises, and he co-wrote he's behind Westworld, a bunch of stuff. He's busy. So I think that's one of the reasons this movie feels so different from Batman Begins, but I think this, my brief summary on this one is I think it's too long, but I really, really like it, and I wish I could like it more, is more or less where I kind of land on it. So it's not an absolute triumph, but usually we go with James. But Chris, how's your feeling about the Dark Knight?
I think my feeling is exactly the same as yours. Like those 3 sentences
okay.
Pretty much sum it up. I mean, it's an incredible movie. Loved it at the time. Only seen it once because it's like fucking 2.5 hours. Everything. The cast is incredible. Like all around, just like A-list actors, top talent filling bit parts. You got obviously Heath Ledger's performance. I did you guys see the thing where he seems to be inspired by Tom Waits?
Yeah, I did see that. I'm almost believing it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah,
Like there's
yeah.
some of the inflections and just sort of like the movements and the off-puttingness in that interview that he appears in. Really cool. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Like yeah. When it's bad, it's really bad. Or when it's stupid, it's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
James, how you feel about The Dark Knight?
You know, it's funny. I think I maybe liked it a little bit less this time around, and I don't. I did sort of hone in on a few things, and one of them was Heath Ledger's performance, because I don't know, it's the easiest like thing to point out or like attack in the whole scope of everything, right? So
Yeah.
it's just I mentioned it to you guys in the chat, but I do feel like there's a little bit of like another one of those like sniper movie things where there's a little bit of martyrdom to the performance, where I think like extra grace was given. This is a very good script, and it's not like he made this character up on his own in his trailer and wrote these lines. And I just think that this was already sort of a slam dunk. And I think that his performance is great. I don't think that it was what we all have sold to us in our head, you know, after the passing of Heath, you know. So that's just my opinion. And I just think that the more you look back at it, the more you can say it's a unique performance, but everybody does a unique performance of the Joker. I think Joaquin Phoenix was remarkable. I think Jack Nicholson's remarkable. Hell, I think fucking Cesar Romero is remarkable. So I honestly just don't. I think that, you know, an accidental few extra sleeping pills doesn't make this an Oscar performance. I just don't see it this time, especially. It seems just like okay.
That's funny, because I couldn't disagree with that more. I like watching this for, I don't know, I guess this may be my third time, but I've never really like sat down and like looked at it. And I found myself feeling the exact opposite. I was like, look at what he is doing. Look at all the choices he's making, the things he's doing with his voice and his movements, and fine, he didn't create the character, and there's plenty of archetypes for him to work off of, but like, because you know me, man, like anytime mass media says that something's cool and something's mysterious, like I turn my head and I assume that it's bullshit. And so like I like to think that I'm not swayed by any mythology that grew up from this movie. I've always been captivated by his performance of the Joker. I just thought it was really great, but this time I was like, wow, like just the way he licks his lips all the time, I was really riveted with that. Just the way he uses the mouth. He's constantly sort of eating, or you know, it's you know, and that's just a small thing, but it goes so far to making him sort of gross and abject, as well as murderous. Yeah.
You know, one little tidbit that gave me pause. They filmed some like promotional stuff with like the Joker doing home movie. I didn't watch those, but apparently Michael Caine was like, he said that he forgot his lines at one point because he was just like astonished by the performance that Heath Ledger was giving, which is like, you know, if someone with that level of experience, professionalism can do that, it says something.
Yeah, I do wonder if that is part of, like, I'm not, maybe, I don't know. Here's my thought. Like, is Michael Caine sort of bullshitting us in the same, because he got swept up in the myth of it afterwards, and they all want to say something nice about their, because, you know, what's his nose? Christian Bale says great things about it as well. And like, do you want to besmirch a dead man? I just don't know if we can trust their testimony in that way. Like we can, I feel we can only really trust our eyes, and then believe, have our faith rewarded. Yeah, I don't know. I just like I'm hearing what you're saying, and I want to believe it's true, but I don't know if I can trust it. That's and maybe that's yeah.
I think that Christopher Nolan did a lot of. I picked up on a lot of audio things this time also.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't like the audio in this movie because it has to be watched at an incredible volume level.
Yes.
To hear dialogue.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of use of like booming moments and performances and points that he wants to get across by just yelling. Where is he? You know, obviously the classic, and then Harvey Dent's really bad for it. Yeah. And I feel that the audio of the Joker, the use of the voice and the fucking little shit that he's doing, I feel that that's Christopher Nolan. I feel that that's his audio that he's looking for.
Sometimes you're right. Sometimes you're right.
I don't know that it. I know he always blesses Heath with all this, but I just feel like it's throughout. I feel that Gordon does it. They do these booming like moments, you know, like when Harvey grabs his kid at the end and stuff. And I don't know, man. I can't credit him with some of this anymore. I'm seeing too much of the director now, and I think that's maybe where the brilliance is.
I feel that like you're conflating a couple things, because like the soundtrack and the audio, because you're right, this movie's like, and it's one of the things I absolutely love about it, and one of the reasons I've become Christopher Nolan pilled is because he works with Hans Zimmer quite regularly, and I'm a Hans Zimmer man. You put Hans Zimmer in your fucking movie, I'm 50% more likely to fall in love with it. But yeah, this thing does need to be played loud, and if you don't play it as loud, then you're literally not getting the experience that it was designed for. And I can see that as a negative in the living room, right? Like if you're not able to create some sort of like really immersive space, this movie doesn't hit as far as possible. So like that's one thing that I think you're talking about. And then
yes, that's a separate thing. But.
And Heath Ledger's voice is sometimes distorted through the audio, like when he gets those fake Batman guys, and he's like, "Are you the real Batman?" No. There's the, you know, like when he yells at a certain point, when they want to like create like increase the menace of his yell. I do feel that there's some audio distortion there. Like I could be wrong, but it feels like there's something the sound editor is just sort of bringing it out. But I don't know. Like, I guess I kind of disagree, because I don't feel that it could be manipulated to such an extent to, like, are we just taking all agency from Heath Ledger on this? Like, he used high pitches and low pitches and moved in between, and like he didn't. It was all within the range of the human voice, right?
Yeah, but I do feel like he was the most remarkable person in it, but going back, I'm wowed by Gary Oldman, and I just think everybody was there to play. Also, this was so dark, like tonally. It's so like Man of Steel seems very lighthearted.
Yeah.
But I did see something funny, if you guys want that.
Sure,
there is the use of Maggie Gyllenhaal as an absolutely stunning woman. I'm gonna lay it down. I'm gonna be mean. Oh. And there's something I noticed as well.
Okay.
When the famous scene where in the penthouse, you don't know, I got these scars. Anyway, Maggie Gyllenhaal is in there. Oh, and you are beautiful. Now, Bruce Wayne's, prior to that, his arrival in the helicopter, his grandiose arrival that everybody's like, what an asshole. He comes in with 3 babes. They are the ugliest fucking women that you would ever see in your life. And go back and look at it. You will have a friggin' laugh to yourself. And I think that party is planted with all incredibly unique, ugly women. And I believe that it's there to make Maggie Gyllenhaal look stunning, and it worked on me. And now that I've perused the room, you're going to be shocked and appalled.
I'm bringing myself. So I think you're not wrong in that they are plain looking women, but they're not like ugly.
Oh no, they're ugly.
Okay, all right. Well, so Maggie Gyllenhaal, I did want to talk about this actually. Maggie Gyllenhaal has this droopy face. She looks tired all the time. I find her incredibly attractive, but I don't know why.
I agree with that.
It's because she has a wildly powerful personality that is attractive.
Yeah,
that might be it.
Because when Harvey disarms that guy in the courtroom or whatever, and afterwards she's like, "God, Harvey, you're not doing your job. They're not trying to kill you." Like she's fucking dripping in that moment, and she's like, you really feel like she wants to why don't you just come home with me, that kind of thing, and you're like, wow.
Julia's always said that she looks like an old woman, like at every point in our relationship, anytime she's appeared on a screen, which is funny because but there's just something like a future premonition in it. It's very strange. But I agree with you. I think she is also, anyway, whatever. It's a unique thing. I since we're on the subject of Maggie,
sure.
One very strange thing about this movie that I picked up on is that there is a rewrite of this movie that is a sequel to Indecent Proposal, where Harvey Dent trying to be a social crusader comes up against this billionaire who's going to steal his woman, but give him the keys to the city. And it's very strange, and they never really address it, but he's fully planning to just steal her.
He is he's I'm gonna pay for Harvey Dent to be the district attorney and take care of Gotham, so that way I can stop being Batman and start fucking you.
Yeah, I love him. He's the hero we need. I need you so bad.
Yeah. It's pretty dirty. And she's still smitten with him, and in that moment is just really gonna go for it. And Bruce has absolutely zero problem with all of this. It's pretty fucking down and dirty. He's so okay, let's talk about the dark theme on this. So one of the reasons I like this movie so much is the same reason that you'll usually get from me. As a superhero movie, I'm like, okay, if superhero movies are like this, I'm fucking into it. Because there's real sets, there's real activities, buildings fucking explode, cars get flipped over. You have to actually do things in this. And sometimes the action is blurred and incomprehensible as a consequence because Christian Bale he's not an actor, and the Batsuit often looks really fucking stupid. When they make it skinny, I don't like it. It looks dumb. But this movie is the anti-superhero movie in that it wants to reach towards it's not a computer generated simulacrum. It tries to, it's a regular simulacrum. And I really appreciate that. Nolan takes us to cityscapes. And in Batman Begins, these beautiful landscapes where Ra's al Ghul and Bruce are fighting on the ice and stuff. And it's the kind of stuff you'd never see in your typical, Disney superhero fare. And I just think visually and audio-visual wise, and even in terms of script, because I think it's a very clever script and in some ways. It's not even in the same league. It is of its own caliber in that field, I feel. And then so we open up with the bank heist, which is very Michael Mann, very Heat. The bank robbers, they're drilling and they're doing all sorts of stuff. And I like, just that clockworkness of it. It even starts off with a ticking clock. And it's just immediately compelling and widescreen and big and real. It's humans swinging across down on something. And it sets the tone for everything.
Yeah, and just to add to that, like the Joker is even within the organized plan, just sowing chaos into it for just for to prove just because it's interesting or to throw a wrench in things.
Yeah. What just to get at maybe some of the themes or some of the weirdness or whatever, like what do you do you how do I phrase this? This movie portrays the Joker in a certain way. What way do we think that is I guess the question. Like, what kind of Joker are we getting here?
Yeah, I guess you're getting the agent of chaos or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Kind of like that's because that's what the hard part for me is the like the jokery. I don't know, like there's like a type of nerd that's really serious about how the Joker is supposed to be portrayed. I'm not really one of them. But like they're like he's supposed to be a brilliant strategist and super evil villain for Batman. I don't really subscribe to that. I think it's okay if he's a wacko. But this one seems to have like the funny part about this script is it hinges on like apparently he has a gang of people that are just schizophrenics from Arkham that are also clockwork strategists who are smarter than military people and Marines and police officers and so on and so forth, which doesn't. Bane works for me in that way. The Joker doesn't. The script's sort of wide. Like it's asking you to really suspend disbelief for really stupid reasons, like because every single one of his cockamamie schemes works perfectly, and also he murdered everybody that he robbed his first bank with, and people still work with him. It's the
I thought about
dumbest
that too.
thing.
Yeah.
Like I just it's like a little too much to sell the chaos narrative. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I expected sort of answers like this. And this is maybe where my we could find a fault in my like appreciation of this movie, because like the sort of adherence to, I don't know, like a neo noir aesthetic on this movie really plays against the fact that it's very fucking campy and very typically Batman and Robin, despite its sort of hard pseudo realist aesthetic. It is at the end of the day like the clown prince of crime, and it's versus Batman, and it comes up a little fucking corny more than once.
It does quite a lot. I'm just watching. I'm watching the scene with Aaron Eckhart where he punches that mobster in the face.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's like, next time you're gonna buy or try to kill a public servant, buy American. And he takes the gun apart. I'm not finished cross-examining, and it's like,
yeah,
and I'm like, okay, it's just really like that's your horny scene after, but it's just it is really campy, and there are a lot of moments like that sort of transcend into like wackiness,
Yeah, but the movie can't really be wacky. Anyway, sorry, Chris.
I thought for sure that was going to be revealed to be some kind of setup that he staged it so that he could appear like some hero in front of the court, because it's just so like unbelievable.
Well, the gun just didn't work in that instance. Like and so maybe that gets to the chance thing.
Chance, exactly. Yeah.
I make my own luck. And okay, so since we're talking about Harvey Dent, and since we're talking about Harvey Dent being fucking campy, when his face gets melted off, one, that's horrible. Two, then it's fucking stupid. He's missing half his jaw, and I just think about what Garth Ennis would do with that face the whole time he's talking, and I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense, man. Like, he's talking like a normal person. He's missing half his mouth. And you're like,
just make like arsenic.
Yeah, it would just be fucking stupid. And like, what do you? There's bone showing. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I want to put this out there. I think the descent of Harvey Dent is pretty fucking brilliant in this, though. I love the setup of like the two-faced coin that were like the same side. So that like when he's like trying to intimidate that thug, and like flipping the coin, like, are you gonna live or gonna die? Like at that point, you're like, whoa, he wouldn't do this. But then, yeah, like he knows the whole time that it's not gonna happen. And then it's the scarring of the face, like afterwards in the fire, that like changes the dynamic of that coin. Um, Very cool. And it is a different kind of chaos, right? It's like the like paired against the Joker. It's like this chaos of like like fate, the randomness, but like he's kind of bought in. It's an effective corruption of what he stood for along the axis of what the Joker's trying to do. I thought it was very neat.
Yeah, particularly when we keep in mind that the Joker is this quote unquote chaos agent that he disappears into systems and social systems at any given moment. That's his
the school bus
superpower. The school bus, yeah, you see that right off the bat, and you're like, well, that's dumb. Like, nobody stopped the buses after he drove out covered in dust. After it, like, it just looks stupid if you think about it. But then you're like, oh, that's right. This is a comic book about Batman and Robin. So okay, I see what you're doing, Christopher Nolan. Weirdo, fine. When he in the police precinct, like he controls the police precinct, and what happens at the end? He's driving out with a dog with his head out of the police vehicle, which is such a cool scene with the music in the background. Dressed as the nurse at the end, right? Like he's this thing that, well, I think like I already said, like if there's a social system, and he says it himself, it's like we've got where there's a plan, I like to turn the plan against itself.
Yeah, these schemers.
And that actually, and I have to say it, like when racist grandpa invades Iran, like we don't panic, right? Because it's part of the plan. And that's, this is a post 9/11 movie in so many respects. And the Joker's comment at that moment like resonated with that, I felt. But then Harvey's Dent corruption is it's him invading justice, the Joker invading justice in that moment. And he's ultimately trying to because he subverts democracy on the two boats or whatever with his perfect scheme where he knows everybody. So let's put it to a vote. And everybody votes to fucking mass suicide or whatever, but it's the human conscience that he's ultimately trying to corrupt. And Christopher Nolan and Jonathan Nolan want us to know that will never happen because we're good people.
Right.
And that's the ultimate failure of the Joker. But Harvey Dent is maybe actually the success in that instance. Because he's meant, but he was never our White Knight. Like that's the Harvey Dent that we saw was really on fucking edge. So I don't know. I think it's flawed as an idea, but that's what I feel is like the thrust of all of this.
I think I agree with Chris too. I think the sort of downfall, like the sort of trajectory that Harvey goes on is really cool to watch too. It's deliberate and it's paced nicely. Like he pushes the envelope farther and farther and farther till he's like a bit more of a mad dog by the time the
because he gets a good fridging to motivate him.
Yeah, that's the only motivation a man can have. And then the CGI does actually hold up, which I was a little bit surprised by. And I like the subtle. It is like there is a subtlety a little bit to it. Like they use CGI pretty minimally in this movie, and that is nice. Yeah, it's nice because it holds up. Action holds up. Fights hold up. And like you say, you lose a little bit of the comic bookness of it or whatever, or the wild like action things that you can do. But then, I mean, those things are all lost within 24 months of filming because your CGI all looks like shit. So yeah. I don't know. He made a decision here, and he's got like a long-standing, strong film because of it. And that if that means you kind of had to gobbledygook some of the action, then that's fine with me. Because he did. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, seeing Christian Bale flip those dogs like every time, I was like, holy shit.
I don't know what the
What-
obsession was with
tossing him.
dogs biting Batman either.
Yeah, what a weird through line. Like the dogs,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a bat suit for dogs.
And then
Dog, and then-
he gets chewed up by dogs and then chased away by dogs at the end anyway. I'm not
Is it
sure.
that the Joker like compares himself to a dog a couple times? Like,
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm a mad dog.
yeah,
Oh wait, no, they call him a mad dog. You're a
Yeah.
I know something.
he said
like
he
that.
goes,
he says on himself
yeah.
that like, I'm just a dog like, chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do
That's
if I got one.
Yeah. That so yeah, like what do we do with the fucking dog symbolism in the Dark Knight? Is there an essay to be written here? I fear there might be.
It would be a good
It's a
choice
rich text.
if you did.
Yeah. maybe one of my customized audio essays. I'll be like, consider the dog.
Nice.
Okay. So what
Sorry, James, I cut you off there.
Which one?
Other one.
Oh, I don't did he?
No,
Did you?
I was probably done.
Okay.
No, I think you did have something, but God knows, like who knows what it was at this point. Do you? Okay, so I guess maybe to the. Well, I'll start. I'll finish it just because I started the sentence. I just wanted to say the introduction of the Joker, the proper when he's the clown prince of crime, showing up to all the gangsters. Simultaneously stupid. All those additional gangs, like those stereotypical, like here's the black gang and here's the Eastern European gang and here's the Italian gang. Nonetheless, that scene is very fucking choice. When he like, I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. You're just like, that's fucking very cool.
That might be my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
Well, it's very comic booky.
Yeah. But it comes off so well because it starts off with a fuzz in the background while the guys are talking, and again, like the music in this, this movie is music is indispensable to what this movie is trying to accomplish, and rightly so. But yeah, 23 minutes 15 seconds, good stuff happening there.
He's needling them the whole time too, which is like fantastic. Like, oh, it's an expensive suit. You ought to know you paid for it, and just winding them up.
I know why you have your therapy sessions. Yeah,
and also still like the most un-American thing is the Chinese guy.
It's true. Yeah. I don't know. Like, he's definitely a capitalist thing.
He's a squealer.
He's a squealer. When Batman, okay, so here's another like sort of 9/11. So there's a lot of James Bond in this movie when he goes with Morgan Freeman is basically Q in this.
Yes.
And when he goes to Hong Kong, and I think this is a feature, not a bug. Like when we first see Gotham City, it's like the skyline is the city. When we first see Hong Kong, it's the skyline, it's the city. Like we are in these urban environments, like these big spaces that are mountainous. And there's none of that Gothic thing that you would get from a Tim Burton or whatever. That's all out. It's all like modernist architecture with curves and glass and that kind of thing. Nonetheless, though, when Batman's doing James Bond kind of shit, that's when it looks the fucking stupidest a lot of the time. Like when he's like flying down in his little bat wing or whatever, like his paragliding or whatever. That looks fake as shit. When he gets pulled out by the by that balloon.
Oh, I like that.
But it looks fake as shit, man. It looks fucking dumb. Like,
but it's grand.
It's it's fine. Like I'm not complaining about the ambition of it. I got to be honest with what I'm looking at in that moment, and it like just watch it again, slow it down, and look at how Batman looks fucking stupid holding that body. He looks completely like mentally arrested. Like it just doesn't look good. But I think it's cool. But to the 9/11 thing, Batman's arsenal is all military defense contract shit. Morgan Freeman's like, you know what, the CIA had a thing we could use. Like his tools and techniques are completely militarized. in the way that we would expect the police to begin to be militarized circa 2008. I mean, before that, but I mean, like we're seeing a real ramp up war on terror sort of shit, and this is a war on terror Batman, up to the point where he's gonna, I might as well just say it, engage in like mass surveillance through the NSA essentially.
Yep.
And this movie doesn't it criticizes it, but it apologizes for it at the same time.
Yeah, if there's a need for it, it makes sense. Yeah. Even Batman knows it makes sense.
It's so interesting that they said the scriptwriter Nolan and his brother said that they were trying to avoid explicitly referring to real world situations, terrorism, but this Joker is terror without ideology. It's just sometimes the world's got to burn, or we got to show. I forget the exact line, but
everything burns.
Everything burns.
The funny thing too is Michael Caine's terrorist story. It is literally the story of an area where there would have been religious ideology attached to the terrorists. So, contrasting the Joker with that is a little bit of a little cheap twist too. But
I might go so far as to say is that Michael Caine is like a dark influencer in this movie. He is the Dick Cheney of this story.
I love it. Continue, please. Tell me more.
I mean, that whole thing of he's sort of influencing, you picked a fight with criminals. Did you think it wasn't going to get worse? You need to be like us. There's a bandit throwing rubies in a river or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you get the bandit? We burned the forest down. We got him.
Yeah.
It's that a scorched earth, whatever it takes.
Yeah, that's so chilling and fucking dark and very British imperialism. Is he an old SAS? Is he a wetworks motherfucker?
Yeah, that's the impression you get.
Well, yeah, because he's a mercenary. We were hired to do. Well, who hired you, and what was your profession? What the fuck, dude? And I do like that. I like when Alfred is traditionally in the comics, he's like a war vet who's a war medic. But as everybody ages, right, it's similar to how the Daily Planet needs to be depicted. Your old newspaper isn't always going to reflect the times in the same way, so it kind of changes, or they try to make it change from time to time. So Alfred's war kind of changes. It's kind of a theme in the background of him. It's either brought to the surface or kept down low, but always there. They chose to have a little more to the surface on this one. To good effect, man. I do like this Alfred. I like. I do prefer Jeremy Irons, but just because I like to watch Jeremy Irons do anything. But I think this is.
I think I preferred Michael Caine.
That's fair. He's the classier of the options by a country mile, and gets better lines and a better backstory.
Yeah, so, and the other thing too. Well, yeah, I like this commission. I do not care for this Commissioner Gordon though.
No, me neither.
A little bit of a chicken shit.
Yeah.
Shout out also to Michael J. White, who best performance of his career.
Is that? Sorry, I'm just going to be really crude here. That's the cross-eyed black dude that throws the thing out the window.
The gang leader who gets his mouth cut. Why so serious?
Oh, I'm sorry, that fella. Who's the? Oh shit, that's Michael J. White, the gang leader guy.
Yeah.
Oh well,
he's
okay.
Spawn. Yeah, in another life.
Okay.
He's just a beauty. He floats around. Sometimes and has the odd weird B-roll, and I just vouch for him whenever he's out there. He's great.
What do we know about that cross-eyed guy who throws the detonator out the window? He seems so familiar to me, and I didn't look it up. Zeus,
bro.
From where? From where?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
pretty sure he had a movie. What?
Not for No Holds Barred, doesn't it?
No, that'd be crazy. Yes.
There's got to be something more popular than that, because I've never seen whatever it is you're talking about. Like,
was that with Hulk Hogan? Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Well, you know what? You're sleeping on Zeus.
Okay, I don't even know how to look this guy up like quickly while we're talking. No, I'm not.
Type in Zeus. He's in Friday. That's probably one of his better roles. Fifth Element.
All right,
Jackie
I'll
Brown.
deal with this. Oh, maybe I know him from Jackie Brown. Okay, anyway, they're not important. Anyway. He's just so familiar to me.
Oh yeah, he's a beauty.
Yeah. So
I don't think his name's Zeus either, by the way.
No, I know his name isn't Zeus. The Zeus? So he turned people into swans. All right. Bruce Wayne is kind of like an Epstein in some ways.
Shit.
Not in its predatorial nature, but maybe because he's got those women around him all the time, right? How the fuck does that work? Given everything that we've seen, it's just like, again, it's hokey comic book bullshit. Like, he's a playboy. Like, okay, he's gonna get off a helicopter. He's gonna take the whole Russian ballet.
Those are yeah. He's just like, but he's like paying for. Yeah, how do you pay for the whole Russian ballet to be somewhere and also be
not there?
Yeah, and also be are they giving you an illegal alibi? Like, that seems unlikely.
Yeah.
And also, like, that's another thing. Michael Caine's there, like, rubbing down on those Russian women.
Well, they dealt with that, though, because he seems annoyed by it. Like, if you could just tell me Russian for not apply your own damn sunscreen or something like that, and you're like,
oh, but they want him over there.
Yeah, that's right. But it just shows his fundamental decency, right? Like, he's a man, he's a servant.
He's a man of pike. He's a high grade guy. Yeah.
That's right, a high grade guy who burned a village once to deal with a Ruby bandit.
Yeah.
Fucking prick.
So
go ahead.
In which way? So being at the center of like as a financer, as a central connector.
Oh, you're talking about the Epstein thing. I don't know. Like, I'm obviously exaggerating for comedic effect, but I did think about the network of women that he would be required to be available to activate at any given moment in order to facilitate his charade, right?
Yeah.
And that brings it down some dark paths, and again, like this movie, I'll say it again, its neo-realist aesthetic really plays against what this movie is actually about, which is like Batman and Joker. It's dumb. It's fundamentally dumb shit. And you just can't take it seriously. But this movie wants to be taken seriously.
Serious anyone's ever taken Batman. Which is, which is wild.
It's true.
Yeah, and fine. We needed it. This is Frank Miller's fault. This is that's it. This is Frank Miller's fault. And also actually, since we're talking about how dumb it is, like the amount of property damage that Batman is responsible for, the carelessness with which he just rides his little bat pod, the pointlessness of like he just shoots guns all the time. Like,
he invaded China.
Yeah. He just
Speaking of Frank Miller's fault, like the like torture, like that he's just okay with, like the dropping that dude. This fall from this height will kill me.
Yeah,
I'm counting on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. That is dark.
It's like this isn't Frank Miller, but like the surveillance. Yeah, you already mentioned surveillance, but like he's like really Morgan Freeman is the hero Gotham needs. Like Lucius Fox is the only guy who's like, this is fucked up. I'm quitting. And to Bruce's credit, like the heroism, he puts the trust of that system that will like map out all of Gotham using people's cell phones. Like basing it on their database, their total awareness system or whatever. But like he puts it in Fox's hand because like there's a man with moral conscience. But he quits after that, right? Like you've turned this technology into something like oppressive and but like again, like you said, it's an apology of like, it's bad to do, but we really needed to, like we had to catch the Joker.
Well, because actually, there's a parallel between what the Joker and what Batman is doing, because they're both offering like a temptation to the human conscience. And the Joker is trying to, like make sure that the human conscience fails. Batman believes that the human conscience prevails. And that's a fundamental difference between the two sides on that.
Yeah, and there's this. Oh, go no, finish that thought.
No, I was just gonna say Morgan Freeman is the conscience. There's not. I didn't have any deeper beyond that. Yeah.
There's also a low. This Batman, like I think what you're getting at too, Rev, is this Batman he has like a low moral stance. He has a low moral stance in this movie with women, with finances, with basically money laundering, and then he leans on Lucius Fox like he's our. It's basically like his network is on sort of like higher performing ground than he is. He's a mean bastard. He's just like every sort of turn he takes is like sort of like a like just like a. And I mean, I know if part of that's like paralleling him with the Joker, like he's committing acts of terrorism. He's so there's a little sort of like little game at play there too. But even the little rat guy, I don't know where they found that guy, the finance guy that catches them.
That figures it out.
But that guy is the worst. He's got to be 4 feet tall, and then he's this ugly little rat, man, and he even has a little bald spot. He's just the worst little fucker. And you're vouching for Lucius and Batman to get him, the whole time, or for somebody to get him, but he plays quite a role in the movie too. But even he's like, he's correct. Like Bruce is a fucker.
I like, we could overstate it. Like obviously, like at the end of the day, the principles are good for Batman. This movie has to do some weird things to kind of downplay him, where there's that sense of like just the fact that he's on the verge of quitting is just weird. And like because if I don't step down, if I don't reveal myself, then people might die. The Joker's gonna kill some people. I think the Joker's not gonna stop killing people just because you haven't revealed yourself and stepped down. Like this is ludicrous.
Well, that's the moral weakness of the liberal who wants to give into terrorism.
I guess that's but, and also at the same time, this Batman is a man who like the ends justify the means, right? Like at all points, like, and that's the sort of like that's what Lucius sees and won't. But I think ultimately, in a weird way, like in a roundabout way, like this he's got kind of like a George Bush like morality, like he thinks he's doing the absolute right thing, but he's gonna sell you on WMDs because like there's a noble lie that at the heart of the day, you got to preserve the Harvey Dent, like this sort of like fantasy about society, or like like justice in society.
It wants to, so we can couple complex thoughts on that, which I'm sure this shit's written out there in a bunch of essays. People have talked this movie fucking to death. I haven't read any of it, so whatever. The thing about Julius Caesar, he's like, we got it. Rome used to have a dictator, and like Maggie Gyllenhaal is not troubled by this. Oh, Harvey, don't you know that hero went on to become a Julius Caesar? You're just like, guys, all this story. And he just brushes it aside, right? And he's like, well, fine. You die a hero or you live to be a villain. So it's like the dictatorship in and of itself is fine. Excessive or extended dictatorship is the poison. And
that's weird.
Yeah. And the movie's just like, yep, that's our moral center. That's our white knight. That's the thing that's going to be corrupted. And so, big surprise, and I think this comes down to, I don't understand what motivates him to kill Commissioner Gordon's son. I don't understand the correlation between what happened with Rachel and that. Like, there's no logic. There's not even an insane logic to it. It just feels petty and stupid.
The thing you most love. That's which is really doesn't fit what he's playing to this point.
Nonetheless, though, the dilemma and what is interesting about this movie, and again sets it above any of the other superhero movies, is that it is a superhero movie that revolves around like a moral dilemma. Like, it has actual moral stakes and moral and ethical stakes to it. Like, it actually gives you things to think about, even if they're dumb. It reflects current society in some sort of meaningful way. And it does it in really kind of interesting ways, where like he's about to kill Gordon's son, and he says, lie like I lied. Tell the little white lie, and Gordon has to say, it's going to be all right, son. Right? And it's like that's what Batman ends up doing. Like, this movie's like a grand apology for the little lie, for the little white morally appropriate lie.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. Which in some ways, maybe that twists back and makes Joker more like so compelling in this, because
everyone's full of shit.
Weird, yeah. There is something weird going on the moral level, and you're just kind of like, okay, like what? Tell me your
schemers. It's the schemers.
Give me your newsletter.
Yeah,
I'd like to think about this for a little bit.
Yeah. And it has a consistent ethic and morality within it, which is absent from any of these other, fine, like, it's apples oranges, I get it, but you really have to like fucking pour one out for this thing. They went as far as they could, and Batman, like, it ends up being like a gothic horror scenario at a certain point. So he becomes like the Wicker Man or whatever. Like, he needs to be sacrificed to the village at the end. We chase him because he can take, because he's the Dark Knight. He's the Wicker Man.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, well, I'm fucking sold.
It's sold. Like a scapegoat story. Like, it's like, he's got it. Yeah. The evil that has surfaced in Gotham has to now be purged. And it's like, it like rests in this figure who's going to run and also defend it. Like, that's the superheroism of it. Holy shit. That's weird.
Yeah. It's super weird. And so like, I'm Nolan pilled, man. I was like, this movie's fucking dumb, but sign me up.
I'd love to know what you guys think about like the sort of like the refusal to pinpoint the origins of the Joker, or like to get underneath him, or like beyond the surface level at any point.
I got a theory on that one. They did a Killing Joke where the Joker's origin is varied a few times within it. And there's an unstable narrator. I think I was a little cynical, and I was just like, oh, they're just doing a Killing Joke with him on this.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's a diminishing reward place. Like, Batman's origin is, I mean, you can say what you want about it. It's a fun place to visit. Even in Teen Titans Go, it's a fun place to visit. There's a hilarity that you can draw from it, or there's a bleakness, and there's different ways you can portray the situation. But the one of the Joker origin stories I always think about is the Jack Nicholson, Jack Napier one, and it is heavily criticized. And nobody wants that. No one wants to see it. No one wants to hear about it.
Yeah,
I think the Joaquin Phoenix movie suffered from the same thing, where it's like a path to the Joker's origin always leads to a couple places where we're either going to have come from a smart criminal past, or we're going to be crazy, we're going to be abused, we're just going to see things that are a little too human, and then we're not going to be able to draw out the right type of psychopath that we're looking for. So maybe like having him just be already existing is to me one of the better ways to run the character. But I don't know.
Great.
No, I agree. The Joker that is the good Joker is the one that always already existed. He's not a thing that comes from anything. Because like it's the Wolverine thing, right? Like and this is why he's put up on that pedestal because writers have, although he's had many origins, or at least he's had a few origins, but none of them have stuck, and they're sufficiently destabilized that he can rise above the concept of like the whatever origin is attached to him.
I think, and it like the fact that he kind of appears out of nowhere, like it's just it almost like it's like he's like an avatar of like some sort of ongoing terror at the heart of society, that like sort of like the thing that's gonna unravel it. There's even like when he's when Batman has this surveillance system, I can't remember exactly. I wrote a note about it, but it's not in my memory, but like he is not visible to Batman for some reason. He's off the radar for some reason. And that's interesting. Like within that network of surveillance, like he's still the thing that is a blind side that'll come at you, that'll like, collapse the tower, to put it darkly. But
that's the only way they do it here at fucking The Dark Knight.
I'm really interested in the
and that's funny. That's I never noticed that. Now I feel like I notice it.
Yeah, it seems to have like a symbolic level. I was really interested in the idea that like he ultimately doesn't want to know who Bruce is, and in fact turns society on to killing the guy who claims that he's able to reveal his identity. And there's something about that, like the surfaces, like he wants it to be pure. Like he doesn't to unmask Bruce in the same way would be like upsetting or like just disappointing to him, because he'd be more human that way. Like this guy who's running around in a bat suit, much more interesting to the Joker.
And when he refers to his incorruptibleness, I think that's one of the things that he's referring to. It's not just that he won't kill the Joker; it's just like he won't take off his fucking mask.
Yeah, he's like this weirdo.
Yeah,
it's fucking cool.
Yeah. Was there a little bit of Brokeback Mountain when he's like, "You complete me"?
Maybe, yeah.
The final thing I want to, or at least the final Joker thing that I have to, I mean, I have a lot more, but it's just because like they're individual scenes. But the thing that I was really most pleased with at the end is when the Joker's hanging upside down, and that just the way that's just the image of it, like the cape, like his jacket kind of dangling or whatever, but they make him right side up, and it produces a very sort of ethereal, kind of ghostly, weirdo effect. But it's absolutely ruined by Christian Bale's fucking it's their interactions. Like I love that precisely half of that scene, and the other half I absolutely hate. It's terrible, but I just really I just love that. I think that, and it's nice. He's talking about gravity and whatnot. It's very clever.
That's a great line. Yeah. That fucking, I know the bomb thing comes from Gotham Central, but like very cool. Like I just want my phone call. Like that's holy shit. There's some moments in this movie.
Oh, that bomb thing's not from Gotham. Like the scene in the, I would say, there's no bomb thing in the Joker's escape at Gotham Central. I've read that comic so many fucking times. I love that comic. The 4-issue. I've always wanted us to read that 4-issue Gotham Central Joker story, because it's easily one of my favorite depictions of the Joker, and how Gotham police departments try to, like, without Batman, try to deal with the Joker, and it goes as badly as you imagine, but in all the right ways.
Okay, yeah, I think okay for myself then.
Yeah, you made it up, or I'm just so confident in myself that I don't understand when I'm wrong, which is not the first time that ever happened. I'll look it up. Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, guys and gals. I'll get back to you on that. I'll give you a full report. I'll put it in the show write-up. I still have to figure out what the closing bit on this episode is. So,
well, I'm gonna say Zeus's name is Tom Lister Jr. just to not disrespect him.
Thank you. No, I really appreciate it. He's a 3-name dude. Tom Lister. What did you say, Junior?
Yep.
Oh, so there's a Tom Lister Senior out there. Is he also a terrifying cross-eyed man?
I don't know. Okay. I'm not sure.
I'm going to go with a yes. That's Extinction Agenda canon on that one. Okay, so this has been the beginning of. Do we have anything else on the Dark Knight? I feel
we can get
there. I'm sure there's a lot, but
yeah, we're okay. So this is the beginning of 9/11 March. Honestly, like I didn't know then racist grandpa was going to, invade Iran. This couldn't be timed more chillingly. But nonetheless, here we are. Next week, we're doing Zero Dark 30, which will be gangs of fun. Just gangings of fun. That's going to be good. See you then.
Let's do this.
That's it? 3 guys?
2 guys on the roof. Every guy gets a share. 5 shares is plenty.
6 shares. Don't forget the guy playing the job.
He thinks he can sit it out and still take a slice. I know why they call him the Joker.
So why do they call him the Joker? I heard he wears makeup. Makeup? Yeah, to scare people. War paint.